Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Fauci, her ongoing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life forms and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
All right, welcome back, folks. We are on an asteroid here in Klingon territory, and you guys just basically blasted the shit out of some Klingon Qataris, along with some Chevron bots, and you had a nice run-in with Narek and his big brother Bruce. You fared pretty decent. You managed to lay down quite a few people, and your casualties have been to, I should say, a minimum to some extent. So now that you guys you're still on the planet yet, you haven't been beamed up yet. So what do you want to do here?
What do they
Well, Rivana and Q had a meeting with each other, reuniting.
Yeah, they basically reunited. They remembered each other from the brothel over in New Vegas.
Q, is there anything you want to grab from your hideout before we beam up?
Her hideout's pretty much wrecked.
Oh God.
Yes. So
She's gonna hate us.
yeah, she's just basically at this point in time, she's like, crap, I gotta
ruined all
start
my
all over.
contraband.
Yeah, you ruined all my shit once again.
We
Yes.
probably want to do that quickly because we're probably gonna get attacked again if we stay.
Yeah, so let's speed this up, Jimmy.
All right, so
What do these
are there any
assholes
weapons
have?
laying around?
There's some stuff up for grabs. Basically there is laying down on the ground. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Klingon class 3 phasers. Now there is also laying there
Uh-oh.
a Federation phaser type 2, and then there is a Federation type 3. This is a rifle type phaser. There is a canister of hydraulic oil, like roughly maybe like a pint of hydraulic oil.
Can we take one of their claws?
Pull a Narclus and just chop off one of their claws.
Yes. Can hanging around your neck like I killed this.
If we're chopping off claws, we need to chop off all of them. We need to be efficient, damn it.
Like slice one off at the knuckle. It's cool.
Yeah. Does anybody want to do a knowledge or a wisdom check on that?
My smart ass answer is no. I don't want to do a check. But since he's asking, apparently we need to.
Okay, where's
somebody help? I'm dumb.
I mean, I'll take Vasco's number. All right, I'll take my number.
Yeah, we're all helping.
Okay, so right out of the gate, you get you're like, hey guys, due to like NATO Accord, circa 1945, yeah, looting of bodies or cutting to retrieve trophies is basically kind of like a violation of the Geneva Convention. So,
ain't
yeah,
nobody gonna know about
it.
That is an old Earth custom.
Earth schmirth. Cut
It
their
is a
fucking
highly barbaric custom.
Yeah.
toga.
Can we at least take like a selfie with the dead body?
We're not ghost
Oh,
face.
Takev to Fauci.
this is a Fauci.
Fauci.
7 to beam up. 7 to beam up. Confirm. So y'all come aboard the ship. Nestor beamed you aboard.
Oh great, this douchebag.
He basically he runs up. He's like, "Is everybody okay?"
No. I need to get to the med bay. Tarah needs to get to the med bay. We need to go.
Yes.
Stanley's
You know,
down. Stanley is down. We gotta go.
yes. Dr. Hines is waiting for you at the med bay.
All right, cool. Bye.
The rest. The rest of you are to report to the bridge immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go to the bridge.
I believe that the captain has some words for us.
Do not solicit any favors.
I do not believe that the captain will be pleased.
Q kind
We
of says,
survived.
yeah,
I'm
Q
going to
kind
save
of like shares
Stanley.
that sentiment.
Well, of course, Q would share that sentiment. She doesn't like Starfleet, and Starfleet doesn't like her.
Join Starfleet,
Well,
they said. Won't be fun, they said.
She basically walks over to like Nestor and like goes, she's like, "Well, how bad is it?" And he's like, "It's bad." He's like, "Really, really, really bad." He's like, he goes, there's a Klingon bird of prey off the port bow who wants some answers. And she's like, "Yeah, that's bad."
Yeah.
Nothing from Vulto, Tarah.
No.
Okay.
I figure we're going to the bridge, so let's
Do
go
you,
to
do
the
you
bridge.
really expect Vulto to have opinions?
Not really.
All
He's
right.
too engrossed with Borderlands right now.
Well, at this point in time, we're gonna cut away. We're gonna kind of split your group up.
Oh, is this divide and conquer?
Kind of a divide and conquer a little bit, but somebody else is gonna be sitting in the hot seat for a hot minute. And so we're going over to the med bay. She's there with Dr. Hines. Dr. Hines has, for all intensive purposes, had stopped most of the bleeding, but he's still, Stanley is still hemorrhaging here and there. And has also, Dr. Hines has like started a blood transfusion because Stanley has lost a lot of blood. And he is struggling. He is like, Dr. Hines is, he is losing a battle and definitely needs Jaeya's help at this point in time. So, Jaeya, give us a medicine check real quick.
Be good, be good, be good.
Ooh,
That's a nat 1. That is a nat
It's
1.
So Stanley's gonna stay flat, Stanley, then?
Yeah.
So she did get a nat 1 on that, which that's not good. So
Is
you can
flatline
spot.
bad?
Jeez, you can spot some of the spots where he is hemorrhaging out from, and you can take and use equipment to patch some of those holes that he's leaking out of. Some of those veins, those arteries, and patch them up real quick. Afterwards, I mean, he is still not looking good. So we're gonna try another blood transfusion and see if that will, get more fluids into him, just to because you're basically you're pouring blood, or yeah, pouring synthesized blood into a spaghetti strainer at this point. Dr. Hines is going to attempt to help, and he's going to try to
I rolled again.
help you block some of that up. Between the 18 and the 23, you guys get all the holes patched, all the holes blocked. Um, he is slipping into cardiac arrest.
Uh-oh.
What do you want to do?
CPR? I'm...
You're gonna attempt to do the revive. So
What was that? What did we agree that was? 3d20s?
yes. So with the revive spell, in order to revive somebody, you have to roll 3d20s in succession. But they have to mimic a heartbeat, whether it be two of the heartbeats must be, like, two of the rolls must be above a 15, and one's got to be below a 5, or the reversal, two below a 5 and one above a 15, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Jaeya does.
So you have to mimic that heartbeat rhythm, that doop doop. Um, Upon that succession, if you at least get two of them, the patient survives. But the deficit also impacts that person's uh, max hit points. So they would come back to life, but they would be not near as what they used to be. So the ultimate choice is up to you whether or not you want to do this, with the potential that this individual will come back but will not be fully operational and functional as they used to be, or there's a possibility that they come back all the way as they were originally, or you can just let the nature take its course, if you will. That is the decision up to you, Doctor. Ooh. Um.
Oh, that did sound good.
Oh,
So you got a 6, a 19, and 11. So you got one below a 5,
no, one
one
over.
below, or one above a 5, one below a 15, and one above a 15. So
Can she use her inspiration point to edit one of those numbers?
no.
So are we sending Stanley out a torpedo tube?
Well, we can attempt again with a deficit. You got your option of to try again, but you will automatically, it will be with a deficit. You would have a failed.
He's gonna turn into Captain Pike.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh, damn it. What do we got?
no,
Okay.
no. There's 17,
There's a pattern.
16, and 6.
That's a definite pattern. You got a
All
heartbeat.
right, so
Yay!
hopefully I'm never in need of her services if
Shut up!
So that means he is now, forever he will have 15 hit points. Yeah, so I mean it's basically he basically, yeah, he pretty much he's lost an arm. He's without an
He
arm
lost an
permanently.
arm.
Lost an arm and a lung.
But can we just this is the 24th century. Like the doctors can make that fix robotically, I guess.
Technically, yes, but it ultimately comes up to him.
And the
As
minute,
you get him more,
and the minute Dr. Hines says he's gonna survive, I just kind of like back up, sit down on the ground, and put my hand, like do a praying motion, like that just happened.
yeah.
Thank the prophets.
Yeah, thank the prophets.
At that point in time, you see his hand open up and clench, and then open up and open up again, like basically, like he's feeling around. He can feel the side of feel the side of the table. You see him reaching out and grabbing the side of the table, and then letting go, and then Dr. Hines pulls out a light and like flashes it into his eyes, and the pupils dilate, and they he lets go of his eyelids close, and then they open up by themselves, eyes roll in the back of the head, and then roll forward. He blinks twice really hard. You can see that he is awake and conscious, and he's trying to mouth some words. As you bend your ear close,
He licks it.
I think he's the only character that is not a pervert from this crew.
So that admits that you're a pervert.
No.
Yes. He said the
the
only
original
character
crew-
in this group.
Oh,
It
poor
was a
Matt.
crew.
that's I
He's
think
the
that's
only
it. I
character
think
that-
Matt isn't a pervert so far. Matt's been a pervert.
I mean, he did get the cosmic clap.
Yeah, he was running around. He was running around in New Vegas, in his underwear too.
Right, and lactating everywhere.
That's
he
still our
lactated
most
everywhere.
popular episode. I would like to point that out. That Matt lactating is our most popular episode.
Okay, so I said that wrong, but I mean,
I'm just
we
rubbing
don't
off
like
on you,
Hines,
Matt.
We don't like Nestor. Who else don't we like on the ship?
Everybody.
Well, basically.
I've expressed not disdain, but I'm like a general disliking of Nestor, because the way that Jimmy introduced him, I was just like, I hate him already, and I want him out of an airlock.
Is this the guy that's like super hyped, like
Yes.
camp counselor?
Yes.
Yes.
He is the camp counselor of the Fauci.
Yeah, Stanley. He basically mouths the words. He's like, "Save them, save the crew." And he's like, "Save them, save the crew." He just keeps saying that over and over.
If I were there, I would suggest that Hines sedate Mr. Stanley again, but
Something
So
like,
Dr. Hines definitely he's like, yeah. He's like, um we managed to save him. He's alive. He's definitely not coming out of this unscathed, but he's alive. He's like, I can get him to the point, you know. At least if we can get him back to the starbase, he'll definitely be in better hands.
Maria, I think you're getting a promotion.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. More make-believe responsibilities. Yay.
You
But
get to be chief
unfortunately-
security officer.
Ooh.
but unfortunately, I think his career is done. The Dr. Hines looks over at you. You're equally as slathered up in blood as he is, and he goes, I can't imagine of what kind of hell you've been through so far before this. He's like, but I'll definitely. He's like, I'll excuse your absence, Doctor. He's like, I'd never seen that technique before, and he goes, that was nothing short of a miracle that happened here today.
yeah, you're fucking telling me, dude.
But he did address you as Doctor.
Oh,
For the
and I'm
crew.
not even gonna notice that because I'm like surprised that he made it through.
Yeah.
You're probably still in shock
Mm.
about the whole scenario, but
Yeah.
as my character isn't there, he can't actually say that. But I do believe that he would say something exactly like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're just gonna hear it in the back of your head. Kev's words of wisdom. It's like a fortune cookie.
At that point in time, there's a crackle over the crackle over the intercom or into the intercom that says, Dr. Hines, what is the status on Stanley? And Dr. Hines reports back that he says it's not good, but he's stable. Captain Avon goes, okay, as long as you got it. He's like, you have him stable, yes. Then Captain Avon requests that Jaeya returns to the bridge.
Covered in blood.
Pretty much.
Oh, great. Alright, I go to the bridge covered in his blood.
Oh,
It may help
yay.
your case. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
You get up to the bridge, and yeah, you're kind of walking in on like shaky legs and trembling hands. Rivana is standing behind on the upper deck of the bridge. Captain Avon is sitting in his chair. Exo Spears is sitting at his right hand. And Hugh is actually sitting in the pilot seat.
Oh, God!
Takev is basically he is sitting on the opposite side of Hugh, and he is monitoring weapons and shield systems. Whereas Eradani is sitting over on the
Communications.
communication side. As you come in off of the turbo lifts and start walking in, like I said, you're still on shaky legs. Your hands are trembling.
Yep.
The world's kind of somewhat swimming in and out of focus, like right on the edge of your peripheral vision. Your stress level is at its max, and you're on the verge of passing out.
He's gonna have me give like a stealth check or something.
Captain Avon just kind of gives you like a look over the shoulder and he like looks you up and down, and you just basically he sees what you've been through, and he
go in and face him.
he pretty much he stands up, grabs you, and forces you to sit down in this chair here
Okay.
on his left hand. And you like pretty much willingly accept. You're like going, yes, I'm going to sit down because if I don't, I'm going to fall down.
Yeah, I've been there before. Shit. I'm gonna kind of lean back in the chair, put my hands over my face, and just take a deep breath.
Meanwhile, on the screen in front of you, it looks out onto the space, but kind of hovering in the top right-hand corner is a Klingon bird of prey.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Jesus
Dun,
fucking
dun, dun.
Christ.
It basically Captain Avon is like kind of walks back and like just basically looks back at the screen. and Eradani. The basically the Klingons have hailed, and there's been a conversation going on back and forth between the Klingons and Captain Avon. And Eradani, actually, I'm going to put you on the spot, and
Oh yay!
Oh.
I like being on the hot seat.
yes, give us some dialogue on this. What do you suppose that the Klingons want to know?
What would the Klingons want to know?
Our heads, probably.
What are we doing at this asteroid?
They wanted to know what we were doing at this asteroid. What were you guys
Is it
doing?
within their jurisdiction?
It is. This is their territory. Straight.
Oh, okay.
You're
So
not in the
again,
neutral
what are we
zone.
doing here when it's their territory?
So that's
Yeah,
what
and
they're
why
at.
did we drop Q off on a Klingon, uh, or on a Klingon asteroid in the first place? Is what something I'd be asking, but um,
That's where she
Well,
wanted to
this
be
is what
dropped
the
off.
Klingons are asking.
yeah, okay, yeah, Klingons are asking, what are we doing there? Um, we answer, retrieving a Federation citizen.
Okay. So
I mean,
So
that would
remind me, are the Klingons part of this posse that sent people down to the planet?
Klingon sent people down to the planet, yes, but so did the Chevron
are
or
these
the
the
Chevro.
same faction of Klingons that sent people down to the planet? Sent the Qatari.
The Klingons sent the Qatari. The Chevro or the Chevron sent down the robots and Derek and Bruce.
Tell us, measly humans, what interest did the Chevron have in this planet? What feud?
We do not know. We are attempting to investigate.
Surely there's some secret on this planet. How dare you violate our territory?
Matt, do you have any rebuttal?
Weren't we fighting with the Qatari or against the Qatari or what were
I
No,
we
we
have
were
doing?
no
fighting.
idea.
I don't know.
Weren't we fighting with them?
Well, no, we were fighting against them. But
Okay,
it
never
all
mind then.
depended on when it was
So
in
the
the.
Chevron are Emily Scott's contingent,
Yes.
and the Klingons are their own separate
Yes.
thing.
And are these the Kling? Are these part of the Klingon government? I mean, are these backed by the Klingon government, or is it another faction?
It's a separate house, Matt.
Oh
It's
God!
a,
Right.
it, it's a different government house. It's a different. You're being right now. You're being hailed by that house.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Takev would really.
What business did your people have with the Chevron people?
We believe that they were involved in a situation that the Federation is investigating, a murder of a Federation citizen.
All requests for investigation should have came through our house.
We
You were
were
trespassing on this planet.
we were retrieving a Federation citizen from the planet, and
And you
We
murdered
did
our
not
people.
realize that we were on your territory. I really hope that's true. That we didn't realize that we were on their
I'm
territory.
flying by the seat of my pants here. I have no idea which direction this
No,
should be
or-
going.
Or,
Because
or
I
is
don't
it
want to have
believable?
to roll for a deception check.
I actually don't. You know what? You should roll for a deception check to see if it's believable that you are not.
Oh,
You
fuck!
know, that you did not.
Wait. Isn't it also coming through me? So shouldn't I roll one too?
Okay, you can assist.
God
Yes, you
damn it.
should.
Well, I mean, that gives you an 18 between
Because,
the two
I
of you.
mean,
That does give you an 18, so that's
yeah,
not
most
bad.
of what I was saying was true from a certain point of view.
Yes.
And
You
I mean,
do.
that's classic Vulcan.
Yeah.
Is I mean, that's
I
also
don't
classic
know
Jedi,
what
but
motive the Klingon has, so I can't really role play it if I don't know what the motives are.
So basically the Klingon house spotted the chevron in their territory, and they're like, okay, they followed the chevron in their territory, which they landed on this asteroid, and they engaged were engaged in a battle Federation with a Federation starship and Federation, personnel. And basically the Qatari engaged the Chevron for A, number one, being in their territory, and B, shooting at anybody in their territory. They're like, hey, who the fuck are you to be in my neighborhood? And shooting at anyone, kind of deal. And then the next thing you know, everybody ends up dead except for the Feddies. So now they want to know what the hell is the Feddies doing here in their territory? Basically they want to know why the hell are you guys here, and why the hell is the Chevron chasing you into, willingly chasing you into Klingon territory?
now has this
So
asteroid always been in Klingon territory? I mean, it's
yes,
not like a rogue asteroid that.
no, it's
Right.
not something
Okay.
that floats back and
Um,
forth. This is a asteroid that's a stable body in the solar in the system. It doesn't orbit. It doesn't rotate. It is just basically there in space. Um, all of it was been mined out. It has been terraformed. There's an artificial dome and artificial oxygen, artificial light to support life on this asteroid.
Tell me, human weakling, how did a group like yours manage to best our best warriors?
Maria, you field that one. Answer it.
Answer it.
Uh, how did you guys manage to beat seven or five
Sorry,
Qatari warriors?
warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, the way that we were able to defeat them is our what is your character's name, Amy? I've drawn a blank right now.
We're not telling them about my whip.
No. It's not your whip. What's your character's name again?
Eradani.
Eradani had the great idea about shooting the rocks, and we were able to use the resources that were on the land to be able to aid us in our victory.
So you are to tell me that 7 Qatari warriors plus a contingent of Chevron both perished in a great battle with the Federation.
Yes.
I believe that the Qatari took out quite a few of the Chevron.
Yeah.
So you, like cowards, waited the battle out.
No.
No, we were fighting. Okay, I think Maria should feel this one.
Yeah. We were not cowards. No. We helped aid the other aliens because I can't remember the goddamn names. But we aided, and then once they were just left, then we killed them.
Okay, I would have put a little more. I would have
Damn it.
embellished a little more, but
No, well, hey,
So you admit to killing our warriors.
God damn it.
yeah, we did.
What am I
But we
supposed
wanted
to
to
do
live.
with that?
your warriors attacked us first, and we responded with honorable combat.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, what he said. That should be the title of this episode.
Yeah, what he said.
That's what he said, or that's what she said. That's
Yeah.
that.
I don't know whether I should continue to be aggressive with this or just let it go.
We
What-
do not wish to trespass on your space any longer, and if you
We
let
will
us
gladly
go,
leave.
then we won't fire at you if you let us go peacefully.
We still do not understand why you were here in the first place. What business did the Chevron have with you?
We do not know. Oh, okay, maybe someone else should say that. Because
All
We
Well,
right.
it's
claim
coming
that
from a
the
Vulcan, and
Chevron have-
Vulcans aren't supposed to lie.
Yeah. I mean,
We-
at that point in time, like Captain Avon like walks up and like basically goes, puts his hand on Takev's shoulder and like goes, you know, our our business is with, you know, in this territory is our business, not yours.
Oh God.
And he
You have-
basically he's like he goes, Federation business is Federation business. Why we were here. Chevron showed up and
You will
and
lodge a
decided,
complaint with your manager. You have
yeah,
3 minutes to leave our territory, or we will begin to shoot and continue the glorious battle.
Let's not.
Are we
and
3 minutes
Cap,
out of Federation space?
what?
Are we 3 minutes out of Federation space?
They have
Yeah.
3 minutes to start leaving.
Who
Oh.
does?
Start leaving. Okay, that's good.
We have 3 minutes to leave.
Or the Klingons will shoot.
He will. Okay, we can leave if. Yeah.
He'll
All right.
step on you is what the captain.
We better not see you back here again.
Yeah.
We're gonna lodge a complaint with your manager.
Okay, Karen.
Hey, Karen. Trust us. We'll be back if we need to be.
We'll sue you.
God damn it.
Damn it.
Honestly, I'm surprised the Klingons didn't shoot first, ask questions later, but
I guess we caught him on a good day.
Yeah.
I think the Klingons want to go down there and start investigating Q's area.
how destroyed is it?
What? Q's house?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone. It's fucking.
Oh,
it's
good,
wasted.
good.
Blown to
Yeah.
Because I would
Yeah.
say, If it
Yeah, but the
wasn't, I would
Klingons are still
suggest.
going to go down there and conduct some sort of investigation. They can't
mean, yeah,
investigate and engage with battle with the Federation at the same time. Plus, shouldn't there be some sort of treaty between the Federation and Klingons at this era?
Yeah,
yes,
So they're not
yeah,
going to be outright aggressive.
pretty
it's with
much.
the
They're just going to
government,
be
right?
bullies.
Yeah.
So yeah, Captain Avon basically looks at Q and says, "Fucking punch it."
You have 1 minute left.
He tells it, "Punch it, light this candle. Let's get the fuck out of
50
here."
seconds.
Yeah,
We're
let's
on,
go,
you know,
please.
All right,
Let's
she
go.
goes.
40
Let's go.
seconds.
You should have gone yesterday.
She throws it into fucking high ass gear. I mean, she basically pulls out of there so damn fast that she left the paint on the outside of the vehicle. Yeah, you guys are traveling at maximum warp speed to the nearest star base.
All right, should I report to the captain or should I check to see if the Klingons are pursuing us?
You can.
Should perception check?
Yeah, basically give me sensors or a computer.
They're growling at you.
All right,
Uh,
so
You leave.
are the
Basically,
Klingons pursuing us?
they are not pursuing you. They're not even close. They're like, yeah, fuck them. They're like, let them go. Let them fucking go.
Captain, sensors are indicating that the Klingons are not following us.
And Captain was like, pretty much I kind of guaranteed that they weren't because all that was left on the ship was maybe two guys. The rest of the crew were down on the asteroid with you, and I'm guessing they're all dead. He looks at Eradani and Q and Jaeya for confirmation. He's like looking at you guys. Are the rest of the Klingons dead?
Affirmative, sir.
Well,
Affirmative.
I do not believe that we've fought any Klingons.
Well, the Katari are
Katari.
part of the
We
Klingon
fought the
contingent.
Katari.
But that's part of their contingent.
That's
True.
part of their faction. Yeah, faction. Yes.
Are the Katari, are they actually sentient? Or are they just muscle?
They're like the Jem'Hadar.
Oh, God, yep.
So like Captain Avon, he's like, he like steps back up out of the captain's chair one more time, and then he like walks over, and then he turns around and he just basically stands in front of Q and looks at her, and he goes, "Once again, you have graced my ship, and once again, you have caused nothing but trouble, and now I've got you here piloting my ship." And he's like, I he goes, it is such a contradiction to everything that the Federation stands for. So what Starfleet stands for as far as, protocol, every regiment. He's like, the list of violations are so tall that even if we left them back there with the Klingons at this warp speed, we'd still wouldn't reach the end past our star base that we're driving to. And he goes, but at the same time, I can't be any more prouder than I am on every single one of you guys. You all have exceeded all of my hopes and dreams. Because I was never near as, he's like, I've never been more in awe.
Woohoo! Does it mean you get to buy us a
Yay.
drink?
He's like, I would sooner punch you all in the mouth.
Thanks, Cap.
Gee, thanks. You might want to call
Yeah,
your
we love you
cleaner to
too,
clean up
buddy.
this. Yeah, you might want to call your cleaner, whoever it is, to clean this up.
How illogical.
Listen, big ear boy.
Jaeya, you are allowed to retire to your quarters to rest and clean yourself up. Um, I know Dr. Hyde's, he says he's got it, Stanley under control. The rest of you are, will be allowed to ease up on, on your duties, to derelict some of your duties, not all of them. Spears, I know we put some miles between the two of us back and forth across these stars, but and she's like, yes, Captain, I agree equally. And I am, I think this crew will be a good crew for the Fauci. So they will, somebody will. I'm pretty sure Admiral Vosseller will give them a definitely a good supporting crew to pile across the stars and finish this out. Finish out this tour and finish out this investigation. But I ask you guys find this murderer. Put an end to their reign of terror
Oh,
in
is
the
he
stars here.
retiring?
Yeah, Captain Avon is retiring. He's like just basically he's done. He's
Oh,
hanging it.
Okay.
So is Spears taking over?
Spears is going to go pilot another ship.
What?
ooh, we're doing someone new.
Or we become the new, it sounds like.
Oh,
You
Well, who's
guys
our
are-
new captain then?
That's what I'm wondering.
Captain Avon's like he's like I'm going down to the med bay to go see Stanley, and he's gonna go basically address Stanley and spend some time. I mean, him and Stanley have actually they've put on a lot of miles together in this ship and
Sounds like they have a
previously to
secret
the ship.
relationship.
Well, I mean they've they've served together for quite a few years. Prior to being aboard this ship, they were aboard another ship together. And
Oh, and what ship was that?
the good ship Lollipop.
I
I
knew you were gonna pick that name. Oh my gosh, I was waiting.
I
The good ship lollipop.
A lollipop?
That's
I've
the
never
answer you
heard of
can
that
give when
one.
you don't have an idea. Good ship lollipop.
it takes off to see Stanley and leaves Q, Takev, Rivana, and Exo Spears and Eradani on the bridge to discuss amongst yourselves uh basically what has transpired. That like basically you find out that one of you is going to be promoted captain of the ship. Spears, she knows that it's not her, that she's going to be captain of a different ship.
Another chaos option would have Vulto as captain.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
make
there you
Vulto
go.
captain.
Our I guess our charge um
Junior, that's in the brig.
junior that's in the brig. Lieutenant Nestor comes up and like, ooh, phase shift.
Oh,
Um,
there's a chaos option. Nestor.
what
Yeah.
Nestor? He's like,
Absolutely
hey,
fucking not.
hey, gang.
We could do this the democracy way and vote,
Why?
or we could do it the chaos way and roll.
Well, what guarantee would we have if we did this democratically that it wouldn't be like a pirates council and everyone would just vote for themselves except for me?
I have a feeling most people are not going to vote for themselves.
Okay, that's probably right. Okay,
Jimmy,
so
am I reading the room correctly that it's going to be between Matt, myself, or Maria?
It's probably going to be a choice between Q, Matt,
Yeah.
and yourself.
Okay.
Well, I'm
So,
going for chief of
God.
security.
like, Lieutenant Nestor, like, basically walks over and um goes to Q. It's like, or Q goes to waves down Lieutenant Nestor. Is like actually asks him to take over the pilot's seat. She's like, listen, I got some unfinished business in your brig. And Ravenna's like, oh, yeah, that's
Me
right.
too.
Uh,
Me too.
I went in on this.
Sir, I do not believe that it would be wise to have those two alone with the prisoner without supervision.
Well, you volunteering?
And Lieutenant Nestor said, don't worry. There is supervision down in the brig. And goes, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe our new chief of security is on the job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Maria's character isn't there on the bridge. All right.
No, she is not. Q like looks at Takev and is like, what's the matter? Don't you trust us?
Not especially. As I I believe that you quite possibly have unfinished business with Mr. Jones that and that you might attempt to be violent.
I trust you about as much as I believe that South Dakota is in the Pacific Northwest.
And as for my sister, I also believe that there is unfinished business that would make her be more illogical than usual.
I think that means Takev is also volunteering to supervise.
And Q's like, basically, do you care to supervise as well? Then
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
I will join you.
You will join me, uh, join us.
I couldn't think of a verbose way to say that with all sorts of extra unnecessary words, but figure that I said something Spock like. Take what I said and make it extremely long and unnecessarily verbose and all that type of stuff.
And then Q looks over at Eradani and she goes, "What, Eradani? Would you care to? Would you mind being mind being our caregiver?"
Define caregiver again. I don't think I should go down to the brig because of my whip.
She's like,
And Maria's character's down there, so I think it's covered.
Right.
If you want me on the bridge, I can stay up here.
"Well, they need a caregiver."
The ladies need a caregiver?
The
Like a
ladies need a
babysitter?
care. Well, no, it's not really a babysitter. It's a caregiver because they really don't care. Oh.
I mean, I'm in team I really don't care either.
All right, so basically, is all of us but Jaeya going to be down in the brig interrogating this guy?
Pretty much.
I don't feel like I need to be there because of my whip. I mean, it is shoved in my pants, but I don't want him freaking out that I have it.
Well, it's hidden,
Well,
right?
It's in my pants. You want to come get it?
Just keep it hidden. Can do
Is there a
people
whip down your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
are people able to see the whip? I mean,
no.
if it's
It just
not-
looks like I have a muffin top now.
Yeah. And lines going, muffin top and some weird panty lines. That's all.
So I guess I'm coming.
or baggier shirt or something.
That's what she said.
That's
Yeah.
what she said.
That's what she said. That's there you are once again. You
Oh,
won a title
Recruited
for
in
this
the I don't care group.
Is that Vulto down there?
episode. Valto is down there talking with Tarah.
Balto talks.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
Walter
He's the strong silent type.
Yes.
talk.
Although he does follow me around like a puppy. So
Aw.
both both you and Valto and Tarah basically kind of discussing the battle of the day, like kind of like going, you're you know, way to go using your ingenuity to shoot those rocks and best those Qatari individuals and the Chevro bots. You guys are like patting each other on the back. Um, at this point in time, you know, Eradani comes walking in with Takev. And as soon as I can find her character sheet, Rivana and Cube. And they're like, okay, Lieutenant Tara, we're looking to talk to Mr. Cyrano Jones III. Eradani is like spinning around in circles, like do 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 do. I could be
Eradani
doing.
apparently has ADHD.
Eradani is like, I could be elsewhere. I can do other things. I really don't need to be part of this.
I don't need to be part of this. Pace back and forth.
Mm.
Lieutenant, may we have access to the prisoner?
She's also the strong but silent type.
Apparently so.
Well,
Right,
her.
let me come over here and charm this Andorian.
Oh, huh?
Hey, Andorian, we would like to have some special access to the prisoner. Wink, wink.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge. Would you mind
yeah.
letting us pass?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that protocol. Yes, you may.
Thank
Okay.
you, sweetie.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, I don't care, gang. Let's go.
Um.
Wrong cell.
So
Try again.
So the doors whistle open and Rivana and Q walk in. And immediately like CYRANO Jones just like looks up and like at first he is like dumbfounded, shocked.
Is he like so scared he
shocked.
shits himself?
Well, like at first he's like dumbfounded, shocked, surprised, and then he like just starts like going, "Okay, all right, listen, I yeah, what kind of shenanigans is this?" And Q just kind of like walks forward and goes, "Yeah, you know, Cyrano, you're kind of like a bad penny. You always pop up at the wrong point in time, and you always end up managing to show up. You know, especially when the point where I need some extra money." And he's like, "Listen, he's like, I'm sitting in a brig. I got no extra dough to give. I have nothing else. These guys seized everything. The Feddies got all of my stuff. I believe they got all of my stuff. What they didn't get is floating in space. It got blown up." He's like, "You could point, and he points over at uh to Kev, and he goes, "You can ask that Vulcan right there. He came aboard the ship."
No, I wasn't. I was the one on the ship.
Vulto was on the
being
ship.
back.
Takev wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he says like the rude asshole-ish thing that you could always expect to come out of an individual like Cyrano's mouth. Well, you guys all look the same.
I clearly look different than Vulto. My hair color is different. My eye color is different. My ears
I'm
are
special.
shaped slightly differently than his.
Your ears are prettier, Kev. We get it.
Oh.
But Volto's sexier.
I would certainly hope that he is.
She walks forward. She goes, "Cyrano, how the hell did you get the whip?" Cyrano goes, "What whip?"
Yep.
And she's like, "Come on, tell me."
Would you like me to whip him?
I mean, I think it
The
would be
whip.
funny, but I'm not there, so I can't say anything.
I may have renamed my whip.
Oh no, god damn it. Wait, I can't see that. What did you rename your fucking whip?
So we're not seeing any comment this episode. I'm kind of dying to whip it out if you wouldn't.
She wants to whip it out. She wants to whip out her thing.
Whip
Do
it
her
good.
thing.
I can't find my mouse. Hold on. Is
Lieutenant
she
Eradani,
whipping the
we are
Or
poor?
am I keeping it secret?
I don't give a fuck
Lieutenant,
what
we
you
are
do. I'm
not
not there.
allowed to harm the
Unless
prisoner.
unless it's called my meat curtains.
My meat.
We are not allowed to harm the prisoner,
My meat flaps.
Lieutenant Eradani.
Well, maybe I'll use it on your ass, Kev.
Ooh.
She's like,
So that I Vulcan mind meld with him.
uh,
Though
she's
I
a.
think Vulcan mind meld with the guy because he would obviously be unwilling, and according to the character sheet, it sort of has to be a willing participant
Right,
to mind meld.
right. You have to have a willing participant. Whereas Q Q doesn't need a willing participant, and he knows this. Um. So with that, she goes, she's like, "How the hell did you get the whip? How did you do it?" He still denies anything about a whip.
I believe the question can be rephrased as, where did you get most of the contraband that we caught you with? We
He
believe
looks
some
at
of
you and he looks at you. He doesn't say anything, and then he looks back over at once again. He looks back over at Q. Q looks at him dead in the eye, and his
So
bottom
gross.
jaw drops open. What do I even want to know?
I looked
What do
up
not
you
whip
guys?
really.
and I found that one, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so perverted and gross, but normal looking too.
What the is that?
It's whipped cream.
Yeah, that's whipped cream coming out
Oh
of.
my god. What the
I can
fuck?
see your point there, Amy, about how it's so normal.
You
but
are
it's so
special, Amy.
perverse.
I
You
mean,
are
I like my
special.
response to
I
Amy's
literally
whip.
just searched whip, and it was like the 10th one down. All right, maybe a little bit more than 10, but it was down there.
I like my response to
It was
Amy's
now.
whip.
Yes.
So Q man, she like looks at Cyrano Jones and like basically goes, "Okay, you know." And at that point in time, Cyrano Jones like locks eyes with Q, and his jaw just slacks open, and he starts like like you can see that his like head starts trembling back and forth, and drool starts coming out of his mouth. This goes on for like maybe like 5 seconds, enough to where everybody in the room starts feeling uncomfortable. Like basically, they're like, "What the hell is going on?"
Do you think he's
He's
faking it?
orgasming?
He's probably having a
Uh,
fucking seizure.
he's
He got the
he is
cosmic clap.
he is really, 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 really close to having a seizure, and he's also really,
Is this
really,
at the
really
point
close.
where I get called down here to check on him?
Well, right now I
He-
believe that my hand is right over my communications pin, requesting, about to request help if this guy doesn't improve.
I think he's faking it.
Ravenna
That's what I
walks
mean.
over. Ravenna walks over and puts a hand on your, reaches out with her robotic hand and grabs your hand that is like hovering over your communication pin, and just basically says, you know, walks over, grabs your hand, and it's like it looks you in the eye and says, it's okay.
So apparently this has
As
happened
yeah,
before, according to Rivana, or at least by how she's reacting. That's what I'm guessing.
yeah, yeah. So Cyrano Jones, eventually he snaps out of it and he's like, "Oh, okay, okay, okay. That whip. That's the whip you're talking about. Yes, yeah." He's like, he he goes, "Okay, please don't." He's like, "Don't. I don't have very many brain cells left. Don't do that again. Don't do that again." He goes, "I had a man on the inside. I had a man on the inside, and I was basically it was a smash and grab. I knew I was on the chopping block on the Chevro in the Chevro group, and at this point in time, it's like the image, everything cuts away. Um, it is in a back alley we are now like in a back alley in New Vegas. There is
So what,
garbage
he can
everywhere.
project his thoughts to us or something, or
He's telling you his story.
all right.
Um, he's in a back alley in New Vegas. There's garbage everywhere. Um,
Typical.
not only that, there is he's surrounded by like two, or he's like got like three Orions around him. One of them is red. One of them is a rather bulge, like a large Orion in a gold speedo, all bulgy.
Definitely
It
bulgy.
definitely bulgy. And there's a second red Orion with purple hair. And they're like, basically, they're sitting there going, "Listen, we're taking over your territory, Cyrano. Just hand us over the contact list, hand us over your weekly take, hand us over, your deposits, and you can go." And Cyrano knows, you can tell like right there and then that Cyrano knows full and well that the moment he hands over all this information, that he is information and his weekly take, that he is dead. He's a dead man. After a few minutes of negotiation, he's like, "Listen, I can give you half now and half later on. I got deposits throughout the city that I got to go and collect. I can give them to you here at this other location." These three Orions agree. They're like, "All right, fine. We'll let you go. Go collect, make those collections, and then meet us up later." Cyrano ends up splitting away. He ends up meeting with uh, a robot who's not really that much of a robot. It's more or less a half human, half robot cyborg thing. Um, he's like, "Listen, I need to cash in all my chips and get the hell out of town." And basically, the cyborg robot is like, "Listen, he goes, I don't have all of what I need to pay you." He's like, "Listen, I'll get," he's like, "I need my," he goes, "I need," Cyrano knows he needs his payment and get the hell out of town. And he's like, "All I got is what I have in the cleaners." Yeah. there's the guy's like goes and shows them two two of those like type 3 Klingon disruptors, shows him a bunch of knives. He's like, nope, I want to see what you got in the back. They go to the back of the store and he's like, only the top shelf. He's like, you can have anything on this stuff, all this stuff here on the low, but you can't have what's on the top shelf. And on the top shelf is the whip. And he's like, he goes, is that what I think it is? And he's like, yeah, it is. He's like, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to customize the piece and finish naming it. And he's like, I will be taking that. And he goes, that's like 6 times of what I owe. And he's like, Cyrano, like, basically smacks the guy, steals the whip, runs out of the store. Then they go and they cut over to uh, the bar area where you guys ended up getting the slip for the dog, or where you ended up getting Nathan Chen. But as soon as Cyrano Jones comes around the corner to where to he goes to gonna collect Nathan Chen, here he sees the three Orions there in the back room with Nathan Chen, um, basically stomping the living shit out of this robot dog. Cyrano Jones ends up bouncing out of there. He's like sneaks back out. He's like, "Well, I don't want to talk to those Orions because I don't want to get caught by them because they're going to beat the shit out of me instead of my dog." He leaves and you see him, he goes down to the docks and he ends up jumping aboard the very vessel that you guys find him on.
What a quinky dink.
Hmm.
What a quinky dink.
And then what? Did we determine that the Klingons fired at him, or did? How was his ship damaged?
It
I forget.
was basically the Klingons seen him as an interloper jumping upon the ship. They figured he was going to hijack the ship.
Hmm.
These are all the visions that Q gets out of his head and relates to you guys. You know, she tells you all these are all the visions I've like sucked out of his brain.
Do you know whether the individual you stole the whip from is still alive? And where he is located?
The guy that his custom shop, not a freaking clue, but almost guaranteed you that at this point in time that if he hasn't came back with Emily Scott's whip, him and his ship or him and his shop has been like basically wiped out of the universe.
In human terms, I believe the human expression is we have hit a dead end.
Yeah, to an extent, yes, we have.
I mean, anyone else want to chime in with some charming commentary?
No, I don't have anything.
Questions you want to ask this dude?
I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
How long until Q or Rivana fries his mind?
Rivana's like, well, I'm going to give him one more thing that, give him what he wanted. The one thing that he was like, he told Captain Avon what he wanted when he first came onto the ship. When Captain Avon asked him, what should we do with you?
I don't remember.
And Captain Avon, Captain Avon said, "What should we do with you? Should we take you back to Starbase, or back to the Starbase, or do we leave you with the Klingons, or do we leave you with the Chevron? Return you back to the Chevron?" And Cyrano Jones said, "Why don't you just give me a shuttlecraft?"
I don't like this idea already.
And turn
I
him
don't
loose.
like releasing him now that he knows that we're inquiring about the whip.
Ravenna goes, "No, I think we should give him a shuttlecraft." Q gives Rivana a look, and Rivana gives Q a look.
I think I understand.
And Q goes, "Actually, yeah, we should give him a shuttlecraft."
Are we going to gag him before we put him on said shuttlecraft?
What is your plan?
Ravanna's like, "Well, what would gagging
The
him
adults are
do?"
talking to Kev.
Ravana replies to, Eradani. It's like, "What's the point of gagging him? I mean, in space, nobody can hear you scream."
Ah. I just want to whisper in this game.
I don't think you can send a message to a single individual.
Kev, can I see you outside for a second?
Sidebar, please.
Yeah, over here. Come here. Get your Vulcan ass over here. Thank you.
Yes.
They're going to put a tracker on the shuttle so that we can track the shuttle. He's bait.
That
Got
is
it? Got the plan now?
I understand.
Okay. We're back.
So, upon which, you two come back in. Both Ravenna and Q are in agreement. And they decide, we're going to go down to
Make sure you put the nice chocolates on the pillow of the shuttlecraft for our special guest here.
Oh, we're gonna go to the nice chocolates. Definitely gonna go with the nice chocolates.
Are we all gonna leave him a
We don't want
parting
him getting
gift?
low blood sugar or anything on his trip.
Are we all leaving him
I
parting
don't think
gifts
we're gonna-
then? I'd like to
Well-
leave colorful sand, room temperature.
What?
So we're down here, down
Can
in
we
the
just place
shuttlecraft
the
bay.
tracker up his ass? Just like knock him out, insert it up his ass.
You know how long that tracker would last?
Well, you can embed it in the skin up there.
So do you want to knock him out, bring him down to med bay, and have me put a fucking tracker up his ass?
Yes.
No.
That way, if he hops ship to a different shuttle, it stays with him.
Kind of like a pacemaker kind of thing.
But in the ass. It's like a drug mule.
As much as I hate to agree,
We're gonna give him
like that idea.
We're gonna give him a tattoo on the way out. He's gonna get a tramp stamp that says "shoot here" with an arrow pointing down.
As much as I hate to agree with the Orion, I believe that tracking the person, not the shuttle, though tracking the shuttle would also be a good idea.
We could still do
But
both.
We could do both.
It would be logical to track both.
Yeah.
Why not both?
If possible.
Well, you and Rivana go and bring CYRANO Jones down to the shuttlecraft, and they go and they put him in. They, prior to Vulto and Takev, like, basically go through the shuttlecraft and follow Q and Ravenna's instructions to a T. They go and they strip it of all communications or anything like that and implant one tracker aboard the shuttlecraft.
We can't plant one tracker in him as well.
No,
Why
because
not?
it's not going to do any good. Because
What,
Eradani,
we can't do an air tag.
no,
Damn it.
Eradani, you and Tarah were given a different set of instructions
Oh.
to go and do while you were sent to go get something else.
Ooh.
And as soon as you were, yes, as soon as it was told to you, you were like told, it was like, hey, go ahead and collect this item. It suddenly all made sense. Both of you come back with 2 armloads of
Can we
2
put a tracker
armloads.
in one of these?
No, he's going to
No.
be dead in 20 minutes.
Probably.
Basically 2 armloads of tribbles.
Oh, the tribble.
We're gonna find him dead, and the tribbles are gonna be eating him.
Coo, coo, coo.
You put 2 armloads full of tribbles into the back of the shuttlecraft, and it's closed up.
Too bad we can't do a Rocco and just toss him in.
You close them up in with CYRANO Jones, and we eject the shuttlecraft out.